This could be the intro to your YouTube video. Say something. Hey guys! Welcome to my YouTube video.
What is up, guys? It is another video on the topic of...
Hey everyone, in this video I wanted to show off the trip I went on to the California redwoods for my brother's wedding. I had an absolute amazing time here. In this video you're going to see a lot of really cool things, from a seal dunking a basketball to a desolate beach that I explored and found a lot of creatures at, and everything's going to be later in this video. I also went through the forest finding a lot of salamanders. But where we stayed at had this huge statue of Paul Bunyan, which was featured in Gravity Falls, and that was really cool as that was a big childhood show for us.
And while there, I saw a great salamander.
And he said it a lot better than I could, so here's my brother, the man himself, helping me finish off the intro. And speaking of said great salamander referred to by my brother in that video, here it is. This is what I believe to be a Santa Cruz salamander. Let me know if anyone believes differently, but this was a really cool species to find as it lives in Oregon and I've never found one before. I'm not sure if this is normal in California, but on the other side of this fence next to a diner we were eating at, there was this emu, I believe. I'm actually not quite sure on big birds, but I'm not sure if this was someone's pet or if it was just roaming around. I couldn't see if it was in a fully enclosed area, but it was really cool to see this absolutely gorgeous bird. After seeing the emu and having the wedding and everything finish off, I ran into the forest to see if I couldn't find some really cool salamanders, and under the first really big log that I flipped, I found a new species. So these are California slender salamanders, and under this one log I found 3 slender salamanders and 1 encentina. And this was a pretty cool encentina as it was not the ones that I'm used to, as here in Oregon I have a slightly different variety, and this guy had some beautiful colors. I see the all too familiar body shape of an encentina, but that yellow on the tail is striking. And back to these little noodle salamanders. These slender salamanders were an absolute treat to see on this trip. In Oregon, we have 2 species of slender salamander, one being the California slender salamander, and the other being the very rare and elusive Oregon slender salamander. But getting to see these guys as much as I did on this trip was an absolute treat. They look like little walking noodles, as you can see there, and I saw them absolutely everywhere on this trip. Every log that I flipped was just either these slender salamanders or these really big red centipedes that I'll show right after this clip. But it was an absolute delight to see these salamanders, and I had a really fun time catching them. If there's anyone who's been around for a second, you know I have one of these centipedes, but mine are a lot smaller than this. They're quite a lot bigger in California. Without further ado, I'll get into the absolute highlight of the trip for me. So this was the hidden beach that was 1 mile down from our hotel, and the whole time that I was on this trip, there wasn't a single person here. As you saw in the intro, there were tide pools absolutely everywhere, so as anyone can assume, there were so many creatures, and I'm going to be showing everything off, so let's get into it. This beach had everything from sharks swimming out 10 feet in the water to huge crabs like this guy that are actually cannibalistic. Let me talk about them a little bit more. The red rock crab is a opportunistic feeder, and when I found this really big male here, he was actually eating one of the claws of the other rock crab that was under the same rock, which was pretty sad to see, so I actually moved them a little bit more away from each other before I let them go, but these crabs were gorgeous. And just a couple steps away in a puddle nearby, I found this little eel-like looking fish. These guys were kind of everywhere in these tide pools, but I believe it to be either a prickleback or a monkey-faced eel. Let me know if you guys have any ideas. There were hundreds of starfish littered throughout all of these tide pools, and unlike Oregon's one species that I see over and over, I saw 5 different species of starfish on this trip. Now I will get into all of the tiny creatures that hit close to home for me. The reason these guys hit close to home is because everything that I'm going to be showing from here on is going to be things that are similar to what I keep in all of my aquariums, which I think is so cool. As anyone who loves saltwater fish and crustaceans, you'll see this and know it as a porcelain crab. And when you look it up, that's exactly what they're called as well. I almost dropped them there, but these are beautiful. I used to keep these guys. This is a gorgeous species of sand shrimp that lives in the tidal zone that I see all the time in Oregon. I won't try to pronounce its name, but if you live anywhere near I do, you'll see these guys all the time zooming in and out of the beaches. If you've been around the channel, you've seen my vast interest into these amazing sea slugs. This is the obsolescent nudibranch, and they get this gorgeous flamey back color from eating hydroids and the color of the anemones that they're chewing on in the tide pools. So these guys came in a group of around 10 in this tide pool, and these sea slugs are so cool. I saw a lot of different nudibranchs on this trip, and I'm actually not sure the names of these guys, so I have to look it up and put it up on screen. But I've also kept a lot of nudibranchs and plan to keep more soon. So these were so cool to see. I'm not sure what kind of fish this is, but it just jumped out of the water. It's beautiful. Ah. Come here. No, come here. Really beautiful. Takes a little bit to get where I want to go, but seeing a lot of these crabs just chilling right on the side. And they all just fall down. I don't know if you guys see that, but ton of crabs just on the side of here. Oh, big one over there. There's so many, but they just fall down the rock. I'm seeing if I can. Ah, you see that? They're so weird. Now he's all the way down there. Before I end this video off, I have already shown you everything that I've seen on this trip, but I wanted to quickly talk about something that I didn't see. I was located in the Redwood National and State Parks, and here in the state parks there is an infamous salamander, which is actually called the skydiving salamander. I'll put their full name up here. This salamander can live up to 150 feet in the crown of the redwood trees that this forest is so famously known for. And when faced with danger, this salamander will actually dive off of the top of these trees and use their abnormal body shape to glide and safely fall to the forest floor. Even though I didn't find one of those elusive, really cool salamanders, I thought it would be a cool thing to touch on for this video. I really hope everyone enjoyed, and for the last part of this video, I'm just going to show a lot of clips of the redwood and put some relaxing music behind it. So thank you so much to everyone watching the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and have a wonderful rest of your day.